so I can push all the buttons for all of the things, and we can make sure that we are live across Free Conference Call HD, social media, Facebook, YouTube, your face, my face. No, unfortunately, not MySpace, but all of the things that we normally broadcast to you guys on a Friday morning. I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be in routine. I'm excited for the fact that we can take a couple days off, well, actually more than a couple days off, and then get back on track. You know, I used to think that if you ever deviated even by the slightest, the whole thing would freaking fall apart, right? I used to think if you just pulled a little bit too far to the right, the whole thing falls off the road. I don't think that's the case. I think you, our core agent partners, and our viewing audience this morning are dedicated enough to their business that they can take a couple days, a week maybe, and then get right back to work. I think those of you on Free Conference Call HD and those of you watching us live today can afford to take some time, rest, reset, plan, prepare, and then go to work. And that's what I want today to be. It's sort of that transitional moment between going to work, getting organized, and then going. That was kind of twisted, right? I'm off script for a second, but follow me on this as we get warmed up. I want today to be a combination of you getting that engine ready, getting into the field, and getting all of that final bit of preparation out of the way. Look at it this way. Do you need leads to go out and work today, tomorrow, or to start the year on Monday? Let's get it handled. We have plenty of our people here and plenty of places for you to get it. Let's get that taken care of the list. Do you need preset appointments or some training on how to set your own? Reach out. Let's set that up. Let's get you ready to go. Let's get that taken off the list so you can get to work successfully. Do you need some one-on-one mentorship, some online training, something to fill in the gaps because you feel like you just don't quite have it? Let me know. We'll be able to take care of that for you as well. Maybe you need some motivation. I promise over the course of the next 29, 30, 60 minutes, we're going to cover plenty of motivation for you today. Do you have a missing administrative or carrier issue? Let us know. Let's get that taken care of today. There's some carriers that are working, some that aren't, but let's get that taken care of if that's what you think is the hurdle to you being successful in 2025. Do you need a little bit of just to clean that little area between the ears that slows you down? Let's do that today because I believe that today is the last day to make that transitional step from warming the engine, getting ready, and getting into the field. Once that calendar turns over to Monday, it's go time. Prep is over, selling begins, and it's a whole new year with a whole new set of opportunities and challenges for you to be successful in. So here we go. Christmas break is absolutely and entirely behind us. The New Year's has come and gone, and a new day lies in front of you for you to decide what the heck you're going to do with it. Are you going to take it by the horns or let it take you for a ride? Up to you, really. Or is this the opportunity you have to set forth on a 12-month journey to find yourself somewhere where you want to be or on the exact same spot you were 12 months earlier? The chance to make 2025 a Groundhog Day kind of year is right in front of you. You can do the exact same thing and be exactly where you are all over again in 12 months. Or the chance right now is for you to forge ahead into the future and really continue to create the type of dream and opportunity and success and business that you're here to do. There are so many things about the new year that are surface level. Bumper sticker kind of comments, the things that you can say, write off, and have absolutely no meaning. They're almost a euphemism. You know what a euphemism is, right? When you say to your client, well, you know, Miss Johnson, if you were to pass away, huh? When you die, a euphemism. Euphemisms like, well, I'm going to set my goal for $10,000 a week, but it doesn't mean anything to you, and you don't need it to be that way. It's more of a euphemism than it is a real thing. There are so many things about the new year every year through advertising and conversations and content that are just surface level, bumper sticker kind of comments. So many times people create New Year's resolutions that are nothing but empty promises from the very beginning. But do you? I believe that there are a couple real things that are true beyond a shadow of a doubt, and when it comes to this time of year, are far beyond the bumper sticker kind of comments you hear so often. Before I go over them with you this morning, and before you get to hear Adam talk about how he wants you and himself to be successful this year, I got a favor to ask. Send a text, wake somebody up, invite them on, and get them here today. Either send them the conference call number if you got it handy, send them the StreamYard link, send them our link from YouTube, however you want to reach out, connect with somebody else right now so that they have the opportunity that you're having to start this year in the right spot. Because again, today is a transitional moment from where you were, what you've planned, and into go mode. Last chance to get it out of the way. Get somebody on. Let's get these numbers up. And if you're watching on social media right now, share the content out. Engage with it. Drop a comment. Hit the like button. If something we're saying connects with you, connect back with us and engage with the content on social media. So I believe in a couple real things about the new year and the new opportunity in front of you right now that are not just bumper sticker kind of comments, that are not just resolution type euphemisms. They're the truth. First one I have for you this morning is it's a chance to leave bad habits behind. It's a chance and an opportunity to leave old, unproductive beliefs behind you. It's a chance for you to figure out what exactly is holding you back and where you're trying to go and leave it behind. I know we've talked about that over the course of our years together. When you have 400, 500, 600 trainings over the course of our time together, you're going to touch back on a couple of those points, but that still remains perfectly true. Now is a chance for you to figure out what can I leave behind, what old beliefs are holding me back, and what's keeping me from where I'm trying to go. A lot of this new year, this year in front of us right now, is going to be an opportunity to move into the modern era of lead generation. The modern era of managing those leads more effectively and utilizing technology to improve our efficiency, time management, and time off. Exciting opportunities to extract more opportunity from the money you're investing. Using your time and efforts more efficiently so that you can be successful and be off on occasion as well. What we do absolutely works. The core principles and the actions of this business have always worked. But just as much as we can't allow old beliefs to hold us back, you have to reach that middle ground with that issue as well. Times are changing, and we need to stay up with the times. You want to be better, right? You want to become more than you were before, and that requires you leaving behind some of the things that weren't serving your success journey. Reset the clock, start the scorecard fresh, and really look at this as a fresh opportunity to move forward. There isn't a darn thing you can do about last year at this point, except there is. It can hold you back if you allow it to. Next, do things right from the start. I think this is far more than a New Year's resolution, bumper sticker euphemism that you can say out of one year and miss in the next. But do things right from the start. Like, as we push this agency into the future, we're absolutely not going to forget the fundamentals of what work. But here's your chance to start fresh and do things right from the very beginning. Invest in your business properly now and leave behind everything that you didn't do right before. I don't care if you have 60 extra leads that you haven't touched from 6 months ago. Leave it behind. Do things right from the very beginning. I don't care if you find that you are really good at door knocking. Good. Door knock when you get stood up. Set some appointments. I don't care if you haven't tried that new carrier that we picked up 6 months ago because you just don't know if you should. Leave some of those old nasty habits behind you and do things right from the very beginning. I don't care if you said that you never got a bed on time all the times before. Do things right now from the very beginning. Do things right now and take advantage of today. Sell, put money in your bank account, and prove to yourself that doing things right now is a more profitable opportunity. Adding a Saturday a month to finally get you back to where you need to be might need to be one of those things. Starting or sticking with the appointment setting program, or heck, setting your own appointments, because door knocking for 5 days straight is just damn exhausting. Got to have a little bit more efficiency in your business. Start things right from the very beginning by giving good quality presentations. You know when you've done it right, and you know when you've done it wrong as well, right? Create rapport. Find problems and solve problems. You had a couple of days off. You probably had more than a couple of days off. Your head should be so clear, so focused, and so ready to go out and sell that you can start things right from the very beginning by giving a great presentation from the very beginning. Sales is a transfer of emotion. If you're not going into the home excited and emotional and invested in improving that person's situation, that's why they didn't buy from you. Go out there and make sure that you're giving the 15 presentations that you need to sell 5K in premium and to stumble your way into 3 MAs along the way. It's really that simple. 15 presentations a week takes doing it right from the very beginning. Third thing I have for you today that should be more than a bumper sticker phrase. And hopefully this is connecting with somebody. So if it is, invite somebody else on, send out a text, engage with us on social media. Let me know if something that we're saying today rings true to you. Number 3, embrace no. I'm going to suggest for you that after today's call, you go on Amazon and you purchase the book, Go for No. It's over there. I'm not going to get up and get it. Maybe I'll grab it during Adam's conversation. It's simple. It's a 75-page read. The text is big. The content is simple. You can knock it out in like 2 hours. Go for No, I believe, is the title. Here's the problem with looking at that book versus the way we were always taught in this business. We were always taught to count annual premium, count presentations, but never to count the no's. Maybe it should be the other way around. Maybe you should embrace no more often. And if you're struggling to write enough business or to find enough people or to give enough presentations, maybe you individually need to start counting your no's more than your yeses. I remember what it was like to figure out that I needed to write $75 a month every single day for 4 or 5 days a week, and I would hit my goal. But here's what would happen. I would write that $75 a day, and I would stop focusing the rest of that day. Maybe you need to focus on the no more than the premium if you're not finding yourself in that premium spot you want to be. Maybe while we're talking about embracing no, you need to embrace the adversity that comes with it. Some of you didn't get better in 2024 because you were afraid of no. You were afraid of getting out of your comfort zone. And here's another truth I learned from that book. Your comfort zone grows. Your comfort zone, like it's like this amoebus type of thing that you have to constantly find your way out of. You don't just step out of your comfort zone one day and all of a sudden, oh, I'm uncomfortable. Perfect. Let's become a millionaire. It constantly is something that you have to strive to overcome on a regular basis. Some of you didn't get any better and didn't get any more profitable and didn't bank any more money because as soon as you hit your 4 or 5 yeses for the week, you got comfortable and you stayed there. Maybe that's the kind of person that needs to count no instead of yes. Do way more than you did before and do way more ethically, mind you. You want to make sure that you're getting everything possible out of life and out of business. And maybe that requires you to pay more attention to the no's and the adversity than the easy yeses that you pick up. Here's the truth of it. Once you figured out how to give a presentation, once you're comfortable spending $780 a week on your marketing cost, once you know how to set an appointment or you have somebody else set it for you, the yeses are easy and it become less and less emotionally engaging because you get used to it. The no's are what you don't get used to hearing. The no's are what are comfortable for you to hear. And the no's are what you need to stack up more and more often. In that book, which you should purchase, Go for No, on Amazon after today's call, the author tells the story of a salesperson. And I got a kick out of this because any of you that read this book or read it before will immediately relate to it. And he talks about a salesperson, I think he was selling copiers, that he had an awesome Monday, a great Tuesday, decided to do office work all Wednesday, went golfing on Thursday, and realized that come Friday, he had really only worked 1 day out of the week. Why was that? Because he got comfortable with the yeses that he stacked up early and wasn't paying any attention to the no's along the way. Embrace no, chase no, maybe count the no's instead as you push through adversity. Number 4, you're not here by accident. This industry, this agency, wherever you are at this place and this moment in time is not by accident. Celebrate the fact that you've come this far, wherever far you've come, because everyone's journey can be a little bit different. Celebrate all that you've accomplished, but also remember you have the chance now to do it significantly bigger. Yesterday's wins don't deposit money in your bank account tomorrow. They simply don't. Everything you've done last year is over, good, bad, and indifferent. You're not here by accident, and you should also take advantage of the fact that you're not. Share what you're doing with others. Push yourself to teach. Push yourself to lead. Push yourself to learn new aspects of your business, be it Medicare, ancillary products, annuities, leadership, and growing a sub agency. Whatever it is, to stay out of your comfort zone requires you to enter these other aspects of your business. Let me let you in on a little secret. Medicare is going to get harder next year. I don't exactly know what this means or specifically how exactly to address it, but I kind of do. After OEP, Medicare is going to get harder. We've been riding the wave of really easy Medicare business for probably 4 or 5 years. That wave is going to begin to die down. But guess what? The wave of final expense hasn't changed. The fact that ancillary products become easier and more important to sell hasn't changed. The fact that people are old and are going to die and still need your help hasn't changed. The fact that more people want to sell over the phone and fewer people are showing up in person, that's a thing. So recognize that you're not here by accident. Recognize you are going to face some adversity, but you're not going to achieve your goals by doing the same thing last year, this year, and expecting something different to happen. You need to be intentional. You need to be invested in becoming something different, and you need to stay on the success journey to arrive where you're trying to go. So here's what you can expect. You can expect a full year of shiny objects across social media, books, TV, whatever, all over the place. I can guarantee you can expect that this year. You can expect the neighbor's grass to significantly look greener if you're not watering your own grass. You can expect surprises, personal, and challenges in your life that you didn't ever think would happen to you. You can expect that as winter turns to spring, spring turns to summer, fall, and all back again, all those things are going to happen to you. Sorry. You can expect direct messages from people you haven't talked to in months and years, offering you 5% higher comp and promising that if you take this 5% higher comp, you'll be able to work 50% less and the money will just show up like magic. Sorry. You can expect Medicare to get harder, less SEPs to be able to write, less plans available, worse network-related issues. But here's the thing. When an industry is in this kind of a moment, this is the moment that the strong get richer and the weak continue to stay weak. I fully believe in this business you can remain weak and average for a really long time because even writing one policy makes you a stupid amount of money. But these moments, these inflection points in our industry, these are the moments where you're going to get richer and stronger or stay exactly where you are. It depends on your level of intentionality. So here's what you can expect from us. Here's what you can expect from the people in leadership, from people like me and like Adam. An increased focus in technology and an increased focus in growth with our carrier partners. Some of the carrier partners we have are like smaller than some IMOs that we work with. But the long-term potential in these relationships are massive. And we're going to continue to remain focused on those partnerships. We're going to remain focused on tools that make you better, that make you less stressed out and make you more money. Carriers that keep you competitive. Concepts that keep you the strongest agent on the call or in the home. We're going to remain focused on the basics, but continue to elevate the education that we provide. We understand that some people connect with motivation and some people, it blows right past them. We understand that some people connect with content and conversations about carriers and products and methodology, and we're going to make sure to bring those to you as well. Now, I'm not here, and I've come to realize, to contract thousands and thousands of agents across the country. But I'm here to help the right people get it right from the very beginning this year, get where they want to go over the course of the year, create a successful business, and live the life they want to live. You know, we get so wrapped up in the day-to-day, the dollar-to-dollar, the appointment, the door knock, the sale, the close, or the no. We forget that we have one life to live. Like it's a song lyric somewhere, right? But that's it. Like one shot at this. So you should be successful at business so you can be successful at life and be satisfied with the singular experience you have here. Here's what I expect. I expect to be just as hard on you in a loving and respectful and motivational sense. That I expect that the people here are capable of so much amazing success that they're going to get there when we get there together. You should expect from me that I'm going to ask you to do more, spend more, push harder, and even though you've done it before, do it more. I'm going to ask you to have faith in things you've never done before, and faith in things that you'll see in the course of time are going to make you better. I'm going to push you to recognize that even though it doesn't get easy anymore to do Medicare, you can still do it. And because it doesn't get easy anymore and you keep doing it, you're going to be more successful. I'm going to ask you to recognize the abilities that you have individually to rise to the occasion, because the occasions don't just come as a surprise. Occasions are like adversity moments that you rise to do what you've always done and to take it further, and to go into this year recognizing that you have all of it takes, and I want you to be proud in where you stand 12 months from now. And if you do that, if you expect what you expect from us, and you do what we ask of you, then arriving at that 200 number, as we talked about to end last year, is absolutely going to happen. 200K in life premium, 200 Medicare Advantage enrollments. Why? But why would you do that? Like, what is the purpose of all that? Because the business is getting more expensive. The whole world is getting more expensive. And the opportunity to capitalize on where our industry sits right now could never be any bigger. 200K a year is $16,000 a month in premium, is $4,200 a week in annual premium, is 5 applications a week, and the 3 Medicare plans you stumble into by accident. At this point, you should know that number like you know the code to your phone. You should know that number so well that when you hear it from me, you've already predicted it. But you should know that number so well that you know that you can achieve it. So, what does issuing 200 grand a year do for you? Plain and simple. It funds an emergency account in your bank account that allows you to survive for 3 to 6 months no matter what goes wrong in the world. We've lived it, we preached it, we talked about it. That's what it does for you. 200K a year allows you to focus on building a business and not surviving in business. Like, are you sick of just surviving right now? Are you sick of needing every application to pay a bill and you feel like you're never getting ahead? I get it. 200K a year gets you out of that place. 200K a year sets you up to create a retirement account, an investment account, sell yourself a couple IUL so that you can get out of the business at some point in a successful way. 200K a year keeps you in the business when life hits you so hard you could have never imagined at the worst moments that could happen to you. 200K keeps you in the game when that happens to you. $200,000 a year in premium puts so many clients on your book of business that people call you for insurance. You want that, right? Like on those days that you doubt yourself and nobody's home and you feel like the Christian rapture is taking place, and then somebody calls you and says, Adam, I've been thinking about getting more insurance. Could you help me with that? 200K a year does that for you. When you knock on someone's door at 5 o'clock at night that you were at 2 years ago, and you're just thinking to yourself, this lady's nice, this lady liked me, this lady hopefully needs more insurance because this day has sucked up to this moment. And you knock on that door and you say, hey, Miss Johnson, how's it going? Long time no see. And she says back to you, I was thinking of calling you and getting more insurance. 200K a year does that for you. 200K a year allows you to give back to something outside of the business if you choose to do so. Your church, your community, your kids, your local SPCA, you decide. It allows you to do something and to make the mission bigger than simply selling policies. So it's up to you. Are you going to go all in, or are you going to sit back and do the same thing expecting something different to happen? Are you going to buy in and believe to your capabilities and elevate your business to the next level? Or are you going to simply wait and watch as everyone continues to pass you by? Welcome to 2025. Welcome to the new year. Welcome to the all-in year where it's still completely up to you to be successful. But you, if you join us on this journey, are going to see what we're going to ask of you, have plenty to expect from us, and are going to arrive at that 200 and 200 place in 12 months by staying the course and going on this journey with us together. Over the course of the next 20, 25, or 30 minutes, you can watch exclusively on StreamYard, social media, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere but MySpace, as Adam discusses how to win this year and how to go all in with clearing the mechanism, focusing on mindset, and turning that into a productive activity. I'm going to hang up on Free Conference Call HD. You can join us on social media as we continue our first Dynamic Friday of 2025 together. Adam,
hey, morning. Yeah, morning, Chris. Morning, everybody. Yeah, mainly just was thinking about a topic of what to talk about today, and I just thought no better time than the beginning of the year to just kind of talk about the importance of having a winning mentality, having that winning mindset, and just focusing on different habits and things that can help us to have a successful year. And a lot of what Chris said too, and I'll just add Chris back on here. A lot of what Chris said too makes a lot of sense with kind of keeping our bad habits behind, not thinking about the past, focusing more on the future. I did a lot of reflection over the last few weeks, really kind of looking at where I'm at, where I want to get in the business, and, what's gone good, what hasn't gone good, what's held me back, what I need to do to improve in the future. And I'm really excited about the future and what's ahead. And really this year, focusing more on the fact that I'm a business owner. That, you know what? I go out, I write business, I do well. But that is that's just one part of my business. I'm a business owner. I'm an agency owner. I work with agents. I'm here to build and grow and put something big together. And sometimes I think for me, I get so focused on the one thing that I fall behind on other things. And that's kind of what happened this past year. I focused so much on my personal production. I didn't dedicate enough time to other agents around me. And this year, that's going to change. This year, I'm focusing on much bigger things and really wanting to get something big put together. And just, thinking about mindset and winning. And I've won in the past. I've built big agencies. I've been successful. Sometimes I feel like maybe a losing mentality of a company kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. But, now I'm 2 years out from that. I'm past that. I'm ready to just kind of move forward. And like I said, not just focusing on personal production, but just really wanting to start building and growing and just putting a plan together, to be successful. This is the first Christmas and New Year's time of year where I really didn't take any time off. If anything, I was figuring out days and times to work because of the way that the holidays fell. They fell right in the middle of the week. So where I think a lot of people, they took off because heck, New Year's Eve was Tuesday, New Year's Day was on a Wednesday, same with Christmas and Christmas Eve. And I could see people taking off that whole 2 weeks because, why work on Monday? Because we're not going to be working on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then no one's going to want to see us on Thursday because, heck, Christmas was just yesterday and people are still recovering. And it's like, you can always come up with excuses and reasons why you can't be working.
What's crazy, Adam, is people.
Yeah.
We talked about it for 3 months. 3 months straight, we talked about it. And there were people in this industry with a license and a carrier contract and some leads and a reason to make money that were shocked when it took place. They're like, oh, wow, Christmas is in the middle of the week this week. I had no idea this was going to happen to me. Like the calendar was a surprise. Like that had happened to some people. And what you're saying there about sometimes being in a losing environment is so true. When we talk about baseball and why the White Sox have never won anything. Yeah. They put together such successful rosters, Chris Sale at times, really successful teams that just sucked in all practicality. Like people can find themselves in that environment, and it's really refreshing to be able to look back and say, like you're saying, to put it so far into the past, it's not going to hold you back.
Well, I would just always be the one kind of looking towards the future and putting plans together and ideas and things that I knew that would work. And then, it would always be the other side. Okay, well, what if that doesn't work? And that was how meetings always went. What if that doesn't work? then what do we do?
Try
And it's
again.
like, let's quit focusing so much on what doesn't work and focus more on what we know should work, and put a plan together and stick with it and move forward. You can't start something and go, where you're, God, not even into the first quarter of the game, and then say, you know what, we need to switch gears. This just isn't working. Like, let's push out. Let's try this. We got to play the whole game and see what happens. It's not like, if you go out there, football game, they go out there their first drive and 3 and out, they got a punt. They're not just going to say, okay, well, today's just not going to work. Let's just throw the season away. You adjust, you make changes. But like I said, I think that, that was my problem for a long time, putting plans together that I thought would work. And then before they even had a chance to take off, always trying to switch gears, what's the new flavor of the month? And it just, that's where now I'm just ready, put a plan together, stick to it, and build it and grow it. And really looking forward to this year and what we can do to help everybody out there. There's a lot of agents, I think, out there that need our help, that maybe they're with organizations, they saw the opportunity and they said, you know what, I think this is going to be a good business. I can make some good money, but maybe they're just not getting the support that they need. Maybe they're being led by the blind. What I mean by that, they're being led by people who don't know the business themselves, that were sold something about the business that made a lot of sense to them, and now they're trying to build and grow, and they don't even know what they're doing themselves.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about where we're at, Chris, I mean, heck, now I'm 22 years in, and you're what, 10, 11 years in, something like that. We've been doing this a long time. I mean, we know what works, and we tell it like it is. We're not going to tell everybody that every day is just going to be, sunshine and rainbows and all this good stuff. I mean, we tell it like it is, but we also know how to get through those tough times as well, where some people, they struggle, they hit a bump in the road, and then they're done. We know how to overcome those things. We know how to have a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, and how to overcome those sort of things.
Yeah.
Keep us in the business for 22 years.
Yeah. Like I said this morning in the open, we're going to ask more of the people that work from us because we know they're capable of more. And sometimes that's what leadership is seeing something in someone they haven't seen themselves yet. And we're going to ask more of ourselves in the process of asking more of somebody else. But we're also going to say to not just to the individual agent that needs to find a new opportunity, but the individual agencies out there, those, groups of 3, 4, 5, 10 people that are at, low comp and working old leads and with old mentalities and thinking to themselves, I'm capable of more. Maybe they need to partner with us as an agency to get themselves a little bit further. I mean, we have some big boy deals with some big companies that make levels available to people they don't even think about. We have them. We have access to products that other people don't know about. We have access to tech. I mean, we're running low cost Facebook campaigns for people right now. If all they can muster is $225 a week, Adam, like aged leads, less and less of a real thing this year, less and less legal this year. Do you want to be sued? Do you want your own TCPA violation? You don't. We're willing to come up with low-cost ideas for people to have new people to see so they don't get sued. So if you're sitting at an agency right now with a small group of people and you don't feel like you're getting pushed to the next level, we're not just looking for individual people, but individual groups of people to help elevate their business as well. Because like you said, if you've done it before, you can do it again. And if you've done it before, you can do it bigger.
Yeah. And, again, kind of back to reflecting over the last few weeks. I mean, another thing I was thinking about, how just time does not slow down. It's kind of like you get into your habits and stuff, and sometimes you just think about, the future, what you're going to do. Well, you got to do it now. You can't wait. Time doesn't slow down. I mean, I think about even this, devastating stuff that's happened over the last few days down there, like in New Orleans, and, all these families that were affected. And, I mean, what if something unexpected were to happen to me? Like, I got to make sure that my family is well set. Yeah, I have life insurance. I have enough to pay off the house and to make sure that they can still live comfortably and stuff like that. But I need to think bigger and I need to have more set. Kind of talking about like last year, building our legacy, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
And no, that's really, like I said, I mean, time doesn't slow down. But we just need to kind of keep moving and like you said, one shot, one opportunity, something about spaghetti on my sweater or something, but something like that. But
yeah, it's true.
That's what we got. We got one shot, one opportunity. Let's make something of it.
Yeah.
So with that, let's move forward with kind of like what I put together today. Just I wanted to focus on going over some winning habits and also to talk about like a winning mindset, because I think those are two things that really are important in business. So I put together a list, and I love Chris's jersey today.
It's more AI clothes, isn't it?
It's more AI clothes. I have no idea what that jersey says. I was actually just watching the football game last night and putting this together, and I told AI I had to put a jersey on you, and whatever the heck that is.
Is that Spanish? Is that?
I don't know. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I think it's something just kind of to joke around about now.
Yeah.
So winning habits and winning mindset. Here's a list of winning lifestyle habits is kind of what I wanted to focus on first. Having a morning routine. Wake up early to give yourself time for reflection and planning. And I know that's something that I've gotten better at. I mean, especially with kids going to school and stuff in the morning, I know I got to be up and out. I try to at least have a little bit of time to put my day together. And I feel like I set my alarm earlier and earlier, which is a good thing. Now I just need to start going to bed a little bit earlier, but well, like I said, I mean, there's only so much time and the time doesn't slow down. So I'm trying to get in as much as I can. Include activities like exercise, meditation, journaling to set a positive tone. These are all things I need to get better at. Used to exercise a lot, slowed down a little bit with that. Never really been a lot about meditation. Or journaling, but I mean, I think it's a good idea. There's journaling, I think too, very important. All the time. I mean, I have so many ideas going through my head, like nonstop all day. And I feel like if I don't write it down, it's just going to be boom, right out of my head. And I mean, if I write down all these ideas that I have, same thing, it will help with moving forward with a lot of things. So I think, that the whole journaling thing to me would be more whenever I come up with an idea or whenever I'm thinking about something, write it down. So my Alzheimer's doesn't kick in.
Two tricks on that real quick.
Yeah.
People ask, how do you come up with 250 conversations to have over the course of the year at 9 a.m. every morning? It's as soon as the idea comes up, I put it in the notes section of my phone, or I write it down in the legal pad, or like my agency notebook. I just write it down right away. And then I come back to it and I build it out later on. But just taking notes when these ideas come to mind can be powerful. And maybe you look back on it in 6 months and say, oh, what was I thinking? That's a horrible idea. But write them down as soon as they come in your heads. And more importantly, I don't think six-figure earners sleep in all that often. Saturdays, sign me up. If the kids don't have anywhere to be, don't get me out of bed if I don't need to be. But six-figure earners don't sleep in on a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, a Thursday, a Friday. They don't. Maybe they go to bed at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. or whatever amount of sleep they need, but they definitely don't sleep in.
No, it bugs the crap out of me when even people in my house are sleeping too late. Like, get the day started. Like, why waste your day away in bed? Make something of your day. And that's, I can't remember. I mean, I slept in a little bit yesterday. Was that yesterday? I don't know, one of these days around New Year's. Yeah, probably yesterday. I was up late New Year's Day, so or New Year's Eve. So yeah, I think New Year's Day I slept in, but it doesn't happen very often. That's probably the only time I'll sleep in all year. Um, maintain a healthy work life balance. Schedule downtime to recharge and avoid burnout. Spend quality time with family and friends to maintain emotional well-being. I think Chris, you're really good at this. um, when it comes to making sure to not solely be focused on work, but to have that time for your family. And I mean, heck, we had movie night last night, so I guess that's a good start for the year.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think you can be all in on a certain day of the week and all out on others. Maybe it's
yeah,
not the entire 24 hours of the day, but you can be that way. But most people never maintain that balance of an all in day and an all out day. It's just always this like diarrhea mess and nothing ever becomes of it. I think get a better work-life balance out of what we're trying to build this year, technology is going to help us get there. Like not just working with an appointment team and an appointment setter, but moving those appointment setters into more personal assistance, managing CRMs and following up on appointments and giving that technology the opportunity to give us the time off necessary. So recognize that if you're going to have a work-life balance, that requires you to work some days to be able to be off some days. And that's something that self-employed final expense agents really struggle with at times.
yeah, most definitely. Again, like I said, exercise. I think I need to get back into a routine. In the summertime, I feel like I'm doing so much around the house, outside. I mean, just lots of stuff. To me, that's enough of a workout. Pretty much every day, I'm doing stuff, either in the morning or when I get home or on the weekend. But I think that a healthy lifestyle. I mean, I think that all I know is I know every time I've ever been in a big gym routine, a big workout routine, it's led to just a much better lifestyle period. And it's I don't know. It's like I don't know. I don't even think about it. Like I eat better. I don't go through McDonald's. I'm not getting fast food all the time, and it's not like I'm pushing myself. Like, oh no, I don't want to. I don't like my body doesn't even crave it anymore. And I think that, I think that a good solid workout routine will help with not only physical wellness, but also mental wellness.
Mm-hmm.
Practice mindfulness and stress management. Incorporate mindfulness practices like meditation or deep breathing to stay calm under pressure. Handle client challenges with composure and clarity. I mean, that's like I said, I mean, that's another thing thinking about like the meditation, the deep breathing. If anything, I could see myself do that quite often while I'm out in the field. I mean, heck, you have a bad appointment or whatever. You just need to maybe take a deep breath, slow down, and do what you can to kind of get back in the right frame of mind.
Mm-hmm.
And don't let one little bad experience ruin your day.
That's why people have bad days, not to cut in on you. But
Yeah.
people have bad days because there's a bad hour of every one of your days. That's just the truth of it, especially out in working. Something bad happens, some hour of the day happens and it sucks. Your decision at that moment is to put the proper perspective in place and stop it right there or let it snowball and ruin the day. It's up to you. And how does a bad week happen? It's you let the bad day turn into a bad Tuesday turn into nothing on Wednesday. It's just not practicing the necessary perspective and having the mindfulness to say, all right, so Betty canceled her policy and I woke up to a chargeback. Like, really? I did wake up, right? Like, I'm not deceased. She didn't take away my kids. I still have money in the bank. I can go make more money. Like having some mindfulness and some perspective and having some stress management. Like maybe you're stressed out because you aren't working enough and you're not making money enough. And that's why you're stressed out enough. Like a lot of these problems people have are very fixable problems. So be mindful of those issues and put them in the proper perspective.
And like I said, nutrition, I think that's one thing. I mean, overall, I'd say I'm pretty good at. If anything, I probably don't eat enough. That might be my problem. I have I usually have like a greens shake and then a protein shake in the morning. And then that's pretty much all I have the whole day until I come home at night and have dinner. So I probably maybe need to eat a little bit more, but fuel your body with nutritious meals to maintain energy throughout the day. I don't feel like I ever get to the point where I'm dragging. Maybe I drink energy drinks, so maybe I need to eat better and less of the stuff that's just going to push that fast energy, I guess you could say. As it says on here, avoid excessive caffeine or sugary snacks that cause crashes. And that's one thing, with coffee. I know, coffee gives you that real fast, energy, but then you get that crash. I quit drinking coffee though. Now I actually have like an energy supplement. It's like a powder that I just mix up in the morning that they say it's like clean energy. So
Sounds like
it's
you're
still
doing
got,
HGH.
yeah,
You're doing
yeah.
human growth hormone.
I don't think it's that, but
No,
maybe it's
okay.
something similar. But yeah, like I said, but whatever it is, it's supposed to provide cleaner energy with like less of a crash. And seems to work pretty well. Like I said, I don't really feel like during the day when I'm out working that I ever hit that point of the day. I know you've talked about that, Chris, where sometimes you do. I don't feel like I've ever had that point of the day where I'm just like, oh, I need to go get a coffee. It just, I don't know. So maybe this stuff is pretty decent.
Yeah, I think people need to recognize their circadian rhythms. Like, when are you most productive in your day? Maximize that time. When are you least productive in your day? Figure out when that happens and how to push through it. When are you just done for the day? And that's it. That's it. Maybe 9 p.m. I used to joke. Remember when you used to fax in applications? I would always make the stupidest mistakes because I would be faxing in Transamerica applications at 10:30 at night after being in the field for 10 hours. Stop. Like, I was not doing things correctly. Recognize when you're great and when you're not throughout the course of the day.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, that's one thing for me that, I mean, I don't know. I don't really slow down. I'm working until I go to bed half the time. But yeah, like I said, you got to do what you got to do. Priority, and that's another thing. Like I said, I probably need to get better at is prioritizing sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep each night. Rest helps you stay sharp, focused, and ready to tackle the day. I couldn't tell you the last time I got 7 hours of sleep in a day, Chris. Honestly, I mean, I usually go to bed probably 1 a.m. and I'm up by 6:30. So, I'm lucky to get 5 or 6 hours, I would say. But maybe, like I said, maybe my plan is to maybe change a little bit of how I do things. Like, I do a lot with the podcast and the editing and putting all that together. And that's usually what I'm working on at night when I get home. I'm going to try to maybe shift that over to maybe do that more on like a Friday or over the weekend when we already have all the recordings. So then I don't have to kill myself every night until 1:30 in the morning, uploading and editing and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I could definitely see the rest probably helps you stay sharp. Maybe I'll be sharper this year if I get a little more sleep. I feel like I do pretty well though, even with the limited amount of sleep I get. The caffeine, sometimes the Adderall helps too. Commit to lifelong learning. Read books, attend workshops, I know a really good podcast y'all could listen to. Personal development and industry trends. Sorry, looks like my text got a little bit cut off there on the presentation, but reading books. I listen to a lot of books. I know, Chris, you sent me a book over Christmas. Thank you for that. And
Yeah.
Right after you sent it to me, I downloaded the audio of it. For me, it's just I have a lot more time in the car to listen to books, listen to podcasts. That's pretty much all I do all day when I'm out working. You can never stop learning and learn from those that are better than you. find books of people that have been successful, read them or listen to them like I do. Attending workshops is good. Haven't done that in a long time. But the podcast, I listen to majority of the podcasts I listen to are more focused on kind of like what we'll be talking about in a little bit with like mindset and just motivation. I don't listen to like a whole lot of like sales stuff. I don't know if there's a whole lot of sales stuff out there, but I mean, our podcast is a good one to listen to for those who need that. And I think that, when I first got in the business, I've talked about this in the past. All I ever used to listen to was sales guys like Zig Ziglar and Tom Hopkins, Brian Tracy. And I still listen to some a little bit here and there. Grant Cardone, he's got the 10 times stuff that I like. But outside of that, like I said, I think just, anything that you feel can help you improve your life, your lifestyle, your well-being are all good things that will help you to get better in your life and in your business. And like I said, our podcast, I wish that there was material like what we have on our podcast when I first got in the business. That's all I would ever listen to, honestly. We share so much with people out there that can help them to get better that I don't really feel like there's another one out there that compares to it. So for those of you who have not, I definitely recommend when you're in your car, if you're out in the field and you're working throughout the day, hop on to Apple or Spotify, or I think YouTube. Now we even have our podcast. So hop on there, listen to this stuff. It's just going to help you to get better. And have that growth mindset, be able to adapt and evolve. Like I said, this year, that's my focus is on growing. I can only do so much myself. Yeah, I can go out, I can write 5,000, I can write 6,000 in a week, and I still plan on doing that. But that's only going to be a portion of my business. I got to really focus on Mondays and Fridays with the recruiting and building and working with agents. And that's how we really get to the point where we can multiply our income. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be my goal. Last year, I'd say, did a little bit with the agents, but I was also learning Medicare and trying to get that part of the business down. I feel like I got that part down well enough now that I kind of got a couple good things put together where can kind of get back on track with really the end goal here. And stay organized. Keep your workspace tidy and maintain a system for managing tasks, leads, client information. An organized lifestyle reduces stress and boosts productivity. Again, I think that managing leads. I use Good Notes. Chris uses Notability. For those of you that are working like direct mail leads and Facebook leads, where you have like that printable copy, I guess you could say, individual leads, I think it's a really good way to manage your leads. I know Good Notes, and I think Notability too, you can search for leads. So like what I love about it when I'm out in the field, I might be working a certain zip code. I might only have just a little bit of time. I can plug in that one zip code and it's going to show me all the leads that I have that are all within that one zip. Where in the past, I would have like stacks of leads like all over my car. I'd be taking a half hour, 45 minutes shuffling through my leads, trying to find those leads that are in that area. So definitely save a lot of time by being better organized. And for those of you who are like maybe doing telesales, it would probably be a good idea to have some sort of management software, a CRM, something that helps you to keep up with your clients and your leads. And I think that's something that I know, Chris, you've been in the process of kind of putting something together with that as well, with the CRM.
Yeah, we're going to put our training in there, like people that maybe don't want to partner with us contractually, but want to partner with us with some of the training. We'll have access to that in there, ways for you to organize your business. Like none of us are getting any younger either. None of our lives are getting any less stressful. We need to become more efficient with our operation to be more productive and to be able to be all in and all off at times as well. Like if you're not organized, maybe that's why you're stressed out. If you're not productive, maybe that's because you haven't done enough planning. In this final day before the year really kicks off, if you're not taking the time to clean up, organize, and put your work areas in its proper position, do it. Like this is a great chance to do it. You have a whole weekend ahead. Clean out your car, clean out your desk, clean out your wherever you work from. Just put it in some better shape and you'll feel better and fresher and new and ready to go to work.
Dress for success. Invest in professional attire to make a great first impression. Now, you know what? In our business, um, I mean, I look good. I think it really just depends on, you know, the market that you're working with. I mean, you can look good and not have to have a suit on. I mean, I feel like I dress pretty nice when I'm out in the field, and half the time I have jeans on. You know, I'll have jeans with like maybe like a flannel and a sweater over it. Uh, just stuff like that. I mean, but I look, I look nice. I look presentable. That's the main thing. Just don't look like you just rolled out of bed and you're showing up at someone's house.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily, like I said, you don't necessarily, you're not putting a tux on or something. You're not wearing a suit and tie. I mean, if I wore a suit and tie into the neighborhoods I go into, people would think that I was a detective or something. I mean, they wouldn't open the door.
No.
But look presentable and be confident. Yeah, that's a great one there too. Be confident going up to the door. And when you dress good, maybe you feel good and you're going to feel better going up to the door. Or whether you're door knocking or you have an appointment.
Or even if you're selling over the phone, like even if you're working from home,
yeah,
I wonder, like if you rolled out of bed and never got out of your pajamas, how mentally motivated can you be? I like to put on something above presentable, especially when we're putting content that's going to be online for the rest of the world's existence. Try to put on a little bit of something more, than average. But when you're working from home, if you're finding yourself not to be productive and not to be successful, maybe just change up what you're wearing, dress up a little bit more, put on a collared shirt. It might sound silly, but you might feel like you're working harder. Sometimes you got to shake stuff up a little bit too.
Yeah,
like maybe dress up a little bit more if you feel like your sales are low. Dress down, look at what you're wearing because it's a representation of oftentimes what you're feeling and how invested you are in stuff too.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. Tommy, who I used to work with, used to talk about that a lot. That, even if we're at home, you don't want to just be in your pajamas all day. Get up, get ready, put on, your business casual attire. You want to feel good. You want to feel professional. Same thing. I'm not going to get up in the morning and put a suit and tie on and sit at my desk.
That'd be a bit much.
Might be a little bit much.
A little pretentious, but
yeah, same thing. I dress, the way that I'm going to dress out in the field most of the time. I mean, today I'm going out in the field. I'll probably change. I don't think I'll wear my Notre Dame shirt, but just thought I'd wear that this morning after the big win last night.
Nice.
So let's see. Develop strong financial habits. Have a budget effectively, and save for future investments or emergencies. I know, Chris, you've always been really good about stressing that to agents and about just setting money aside and having that emergency backup, that emergency account. Think about think about like the pandemic, few years ago. And I mean, who knows what the future's to bring with the crazy world we live in. But if something like that were to happen,
it could be your own life.
But if something like that were to happen again, things shut down, all this other stuff. I mean, heck, we got to be prepared. We got to have a backup and we got to be ready. So you wanted to say something else there, Chris?
I just think it's important to spend less than you make, to know how much you're making, to do those type of basic analyses. And if you're an agency watching right now, Adam, I talked to an agency owner locally in Maryland who said she's working her way through $200,000 of roll-up debt. And I give her a ton of credit if she's watching for continuing to forge forward. But we have partnerships with financial teams that will manage your book of business, watch for debt, provide you daily reports, tell you how much you're making, tell you how much your agents are making you, all of those things, so you can be financially responsible running your agency and making sure that it isn't going to run you into the ground without realizing it. Like the last time we had an agent hit us up for some significant debt, I could have paid better attention, been more financially responsible, and watched the trending analysis on this report go down and down and down and down, and was literally a red light flashing that I wasn't looking at. So if you're an agency and you're concerned about debt, we've got a team that can watch that debt for you. If you're an agent and you're worried about how to plan financially responsible, let's have that conversation about that. Like this isn't like you're running a business, like you opened with during your portion of the training, a business. And this is a real business with real responsibilities and real risks as well. Like the debt doesn't go away. Money doesn't happen by accident. If you're not being responsible with your money, that's why you're not making any money.
Yeah, the debt doesn't go away, but we can't focus on it either.
No.
I think that's another thing that in this business, especially too for those of you out there that are building agencies, you can't let one bad apple affect your business. You got to continue to focus on building and growing. And I just know in the past, boy, you recruit a lot of people. The second you stop recruiting is when everything goes to shit, honestly. You got to just keep going with it. Once you make that commitment to say, I want to build an agency, I want to start recruiting, you can't stop.
No, that's just a lifelong commitment.
That's just part of it. Not everybody's going to stay. Not everybody's going to make it. And again, not everybody is going to leave you with zero debt. There's going to be debt there, but what makes up for it? Having the next guy in line that's going to go back out there and make up for it, and go out there and write business and move forward. You can't dwell on it. You can't focus on it, because the more you focus, the things you focus on, and we talked about this with John Kite, Chris. Mm-hmm. We basically are what we focus on. The more we focus on losing, we're going to keep losing. The more we focus on debt, the more debt that's going to show up. We got to focus on winning and getting better and writing business and helping agents and doing what we can to improve other people's lives. And that's going to improve our lives as well.
Absolutely. If you guys haven't seen the John Kite interview, go back on the YouTube channel or one of our Facebook pages and watch that. We did 8 videos over the course of like 10 days. Some of the most fun content that was produced and dumped in rapid succession. If you need some additional training after today, just go back over the last 10 days. There's so much educational and motivational stuff there for you guys.
And number 11, surround yourself with positivity. Build a supportive network of like-minded peers, mentors, and friends. Avoid negative influences that drain energy or enthusiasm. And again, right there, I feel like now I've surrounded myself around like-minded people. I love the call that we've done, Chris, that you put together every morning, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central, and goes for about a half hour, but it's basically like a support group. You're sharing ideas with people that are kind of have, that are in the same boat as you are. It kind of like the whole, we're all in this together mentality. It could be a very lonely business if you want it to be, but it doesn't have to be. And that's kind of like what we put together, like-minded people that are wanting to build, that are wanting to grow, that are wanting to improve their lives. And that's what we do. That's what we do to help agents. And I think we help agents, but I think we get better too through the process. And avoid negative influences that drain energy. Like I said, I feel like that's kind of what set me back. I was at the top, and then just hanging around too many negative people that just kind of brought me down for a while. And like I said, I think negative people, you are who you surround yourself around. And if you're surrounding yourself around people where the glass is always half empty, after a while, it really starts to, it really starts to I can't think of the word. You know what I mean?
It like evaporates your own half full cup at the same time. Yeah. It's crazy. Like that. You are who you surround
Yeah.
yourself with. Like scroll through your phone, the last 10 people you texted, like just do a self-assessment of that. And that's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. That's why nobody wants to do it. But you are who you surround yourself with. And if you're, again, I'm being redundant on purpose. If you're at an agency right now as a small agency owner surrounded by people who are telling you, don't buy more leads. This is enough. That's enough. Don't buy any more than that. Don't buy leads at all. Don't do this. Don't do that. And they're like self-limiting you into this little box. That's because they're making a boatload of override on you. And that's why. And that's why you might need to consider other options. Surround yourself with the kind of positive people that are going to literally say to you, I'm going to expect more from you because I know you're capable of more. And you're not going to get where you're trying to go by doing the same things over and over and over again. Maybe those same things get you to 200 grand a year. But if you've gotten to 200 grand, you're capable of 350. If you made it to 350, you can go to 4. Like surrounding yourself with the kind of people that want you to do more and grow more and become more is a good thing. And if you're surrounded yourself by negative people, that's why you're constantly stressed out and negative yourself.
Yeah, like I said, you don't want to focus on losing. The more you focus on losing, the more you're going to lose. The more you focus on debt, the more debt that's going to show up. And the more losers you hang around with, you're probably a loser too. So
don't be the White Sox.
Yeah, you hang around with winners, and the winning is going to rub off on you. And stay connected to your why. Reflect on your long-term goals and purpose in your career. Let your motivation fuel your actions, even on challenging days. That's me. Like I said, I worked throughout the entire holidays. I didn't take much time off, and really that's because I'm focused on my why of why I do this, but also reasons why I need to be out working. And with that, I did pretty well. Yeah, I don't know how many people were out working yesterday. I wrote 3,700 in premium yesterday. Even like I think the day before Christmas Eve, I know I was out writing business.
Was it just your grandparents? Was it?
No, I was door knocking leads.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
No, I was door knocking leads. Got mindset. I didn't think about, Christmas is in a day or 2 days. People aren't going to want to see me. Well, then they wouldn't have wanted to see me. Mm-hmm. Actually, honestly, I caught up with a lot of people that over the holidays that I had trouble getting in touch with in the past. That they were finally there.
There you go. What could you be doing today? The exact same thing, guys.
Yeah. One lady, it was a very sad situation. I met up with her at the right time. And the crazy thing was the lead was probably 3 or 4 months old.
Oh man, one of those crappy old leads. Damn.
Yeah. But a month ago, or like a little over a month ago, it was like the day before Thanksgiving, this lady's son was on the highway and got shot on the highway and ended up dying. And it was devastating. It was horrible. I felt so bad for this lady. But kind of sad to say, it maybe opened up her eyes a little bit because of what she had just experienced to realize I need to do something, or I need to do more. And had I met up with her 4 months ago, the conversation probably would have been totally different. So, it was horrible what had happened, but at least it was something that was able to help her to realize that, yeah, you know what, I need to do more for myself, because we weren't prepared enough in that sort of situation, that unexpected situation. Like I said, we just never know. Anything could happen, and we got to be prepared. So, practice gratitude, reflect daily on the things that you're thankful for to maintain a positive outlook. Share your appreciation for colleagues, clients, and loved ones. I think that's important too. Let your people know that they're there. I think in the business that we're in, Chris, I think sales guys have egos. Sales guys, they like to know that that they're there. They like to know if they're writing business and they're doing well, They want people to know about it, and they want to be
Mhm.
recognized. So I think that it's good to show that sort of appreciation. Let your agents know that you know that they're there, and let them know that you appreciate them, and that what they do to help you as well. And let's see, where else were we? Yeah, reflect on the things that you're thankful for, and the whole gratitude thing. And that's, to me, I think that's another way to kind of shift your mindset if you're having a bad day. Kind of go back to like step one and just kind of think about those things that you're grateful for. Take a deep breath and move forward. Schedule time for hobbies and relaxation. Pursue activities that bring you joy outside of work. And creative or relaxing hobbies can reduce stress and spark new ideas. Like I said, these are things I need to get better at. Number 14, I don't do much outside of work.
See, but what you just said there is examples I say to people all the time. Sometimes the best way to grow in your business is to grow into leadership, because the best way to learn something is to have to teach something. And a lot of times you might have leveled out or plateaued where you are in personal production and excitement and writing business and throwing some MAs on the table. Time to lead, time to grow, time to teach somebody else. We're going to protect you from any of the big mistakes we've made and others have made along the way. But learning and growing is leading. So don't be afraid to lead. And if you're at an agency right now and no one's allowing you to lead because you haven't brushed the right, you haven't done the right thing yet, like, come over. Let's talk about elevating you into the point of leadership, because leading is exciting. Leading gives you the opportunity to say to you, man, you made a difference in my life. And if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here. So we encourage that kind of thing. We're not trying to recruit your friend's family and uncle and all that kind of stuff, but there are still a lot of power to be made in leadership.
And then number 15, last but not least, stay hydrated. Yeah. Well, I got my Stanley here, just a bunch of water. I drink so much water during the day. That's the only thing I ever have to stop for, Chris, is go to the bathroom.
Nowhere to go to the bathroom.
Because I drink so much water all day. Yeah. But stay hydrated. I think that keeps your mind going good too. Is it's staying hydrated. I had this water bottle. I don't use it anymore because I drink plenty of water now, but I had like this smart water bottle that was Bluetooth connected, that you could connect to your phone. And it actually weighed how much water was like in the bottle. And it would let you know, okay, time to drink more water. Like, it kind of got me into the habit of being better at that, being better at staying hydrated, because I think it definitely does help with like mental clarity, and kind of gets rid of that whole brain fog, I guess you could say.
I wish I didn't hate water. I really wish I didn't.
You know what I put in my water, Chris? This might even sound even weirder, but it's called Baja Gold sea salt.
Okay.
So I put salt in my water. So like, if you've ever gotten a drink of ocean water, Chris, when you're out on the ocean, you're like, ugh, that's what my water usually tastes like.
That is very weird.
But the salt is supposed to also help with hydration. So, and there's a lot of minerals in salt. See, that's the thing, talking about like healthy lifestyle. I'm really big into vitamins and supplements. And before I leave in the morning, I got this big old handful of different supplements. I probably take too much stuff, but lots of different supplements, the fish oil, the just a whole bunch of other stuff that this anti-aging one I've been taking. I don't know if it does anything or not. Maybe it does. But like I said, just a lot of stuff to kind of, like I said, at the end of the day, just doing whatever I can to stay healthy. And I don't want to get sick, and I don't want to have to worry about not working because I don't feel good.
Well said. Well said.
Chris, the second half, I think maybe we'll move to next week. because, right now we talked about a lot of good winning habits.
Hmm.
Next week, I think we can shift over and talk maybe a little bit further about having that winning mindset.
I like it.
Uh, yeah, because we could go another hour talking about mindset, but I'd say let's save that for next week, and we'll talk about having a winning mindset. So there's some good winning habits for you. I hope those all help you start your year out right. But like I said, yeah, let's shift over and talk about mindset next week. Anything else you wanted to maybe close off on, Chris?
Just wanted to close the way I opened earlier this morning. First off, this is really the last day to plan, prepare, and then implement. If you need leads, we got plenty of them, either fresh in stock, age direct mail, fresh Facebook. If you need people to see, let's get that taken care of for our agency partners or for anybody out there. If you need appointments to get out the door and to be on time, let's get that set up for you. If you need some kind of assistance, training, or support, we're here for you. If this didn't help you clear the mechanism and recreate your mindset, I don't know. BetterHelp.com. I think this was amazing. No offense. If you're missing carriers or aspects that you think are keeping you from being successful in the home, let's talk about it. If you need a little bit extra motivation, check your bank account. This is the last day to be prepared and be ready and to get going. So take full advantage of our help and our resources to help you have a successful 2025. What do you need? We've got it.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Have a great end of your week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Take care.